So my fandom of samurai anime has been discussed before. It's my favorite genre of anime. But every once in a while, a non-samurai anime suddenly has characters on par with some of the best that Chanbara has to offer, without actually being a Chanbara. So in my detour from Gintama discussions, I want to share my top 5 favorite samurai from non-samurai anime. Number 5. Graham Aker from Gundam Double O. Okay, so I love this guy for the complete 180 he took as a character. He starts off as this standard, dedicated soldier for the United States. He was a decent character on his own, nice guy, honorable, good at his job, but something unspeakable happened. He lost to the main character. Well, kind of. His faction actually beats Celestial Being, but he ends up being severely burned and wounded. So he does what any soldier would do in this situation. He goes off to an isolated place, trains in martial arts vigorously, becomes obsessed with Samurai Bushido, renames himself Mr. Bushido, puts a mask on, redesigns his mech, and then goes after the main character Setsuna, and loses again. But this guy was easily my favorite character in Gundam Double O because I honestly didn't see that coming. Given Double O is the only Gundam I've ever completed, but I didn't expect this guy's career to take the turn it did in the show, and it made the anime even more enjoyable than it already was. I've already got a lot of awesome mechs fighting with a cast of cool characters all around, but you suddenly throw a self-proclaimed samurai in the mix with a big robot? How can you go wrong? Number 4. Raide the Blade from Trigun. So this guy makes it to the list for somewhat similar reasons to Graham Aker, for the sheer unexpectedness of his presence. But even more so this time because we've got a samurai thrown into a western sci-fi. And considering how much I love the cast of Trigun at this point, throwing in a legit samurai definitely isn't a problem for me. But wait, there's more. He can launch his blade off of his hilt, and his sword also doubles as a goddamn shotgun. The only thing that sucked was his time only lasted for an episode, and his fight with Vash was cut short by his angel arm activating. But man, did episode 16 leave an impression with the introduction of Raide. 3. Sesshomaru from Inuyasha. So, Sesshomaru's placement might be questionable since Inuyasha takes place during the Sengoku Jidai, but as far as I remember, there were no essential characters in the series that were formerly samurai or even resembled samurai in the cinematic sense. Sesshomaru is kind of the closest we get to this, with his attire, his personality, and his weapon, the Tensaiga. Sesshomaru was easily my favorite character in Inuyasha, and created a reason to watch the show, even during its more monotonous parts. His story with Rin was heartwarming, and seeing his cold exterior dissipate slowly as he accepted Rin, it was nice. I also like how despite being a much more heartless and intimidating person at first, his father trolled him by giving him the sword that could only kill evil beings and bring all others back to life, kind of forcing him to be more compassionate and considerate of others. In summation, Sesshomaru was a genuinely fascinating character, and I kinda wish he had been the main character instead. Number 2. Assassin from Fatestay Night Unlimited Blade Works. So Assassin in Unlimited Blade Works is awesome for a variety of reasons. Firstly, despite having the name of a legendary swordsman Sasaki Kojiro, it turns out that he's just some dude who is really good at sword fighting and was summoned by Caster for that reason. Nonetheless, he still manages to be an awesome and likable character, is considerably strong, and has some of the best fights in Unlimited Blade Works against Saber. Furthermore, him being bound to the Ryudo Temple created the most hilarious joke in Carnival Phantasm. Number 1. Mifune from Soul Eater. So Mifune gets the top spot for me for a few reasons, and the first one is super biased. When I was new to anime, I remember him as the first anime samurai outside of the genre that I saw. So Mifune is kind of the reason I find this idea cool and have taken note of it since then. Other than that, he was insanely strong and fun to watch fight. His clashes and interactions with Black Star were some of the best in Soul Eater, and he has some of the coolest techniques, utilizing tons of swords at the same time. He's also a genuinely nice guy as we find out, but has to align with the shady Arachnophobia organization to protect the Kid Witch Angela from a society that wants her dead, simply for being a witch. So there we go. Let me know if there were some you feel deserve to be on the list, or let me know what you think of the characters in anime I mentioned here. In general, this was more of a celebration of these characters, and an excuse to fanboy over all these anime I mentioned. So I don't want this list to be taken as me claiming these are the best samurai characters outside the genre without question. These guys are just my favorites. Either way, for those of you that watch my Gintama content, I've changed my initial plan of reviewing episode 345 this week to reviewing both 345 and 346 when it comes out this Sunday. So be on the lookout for that next week. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching and for the support. Take care.